welcome to round 2 of ALR Season 9, and tonight we are here in Saudi Arabia for what is promises to be a very exciting Grand Prix here tonight. Of course, this is the fastest street circuit in the world, the most turns on the calendar as well here in ALR, so looking forward to this one as I quickly get rid of all me wind. It has just been building up inside of me there, which I am full of hot air and I. Right, yes, we are going straight into this one, and we've got a couple of drivers on intermediate tires for some reason. There we go. Indigo, who is the first driver out there, but I am going to ignore drivers on intermediate tires because it just takes the mick, to be honest, but that's my opinion. Right, anyway, let's go to Mr. Raging Bull, shall we? Oh no, let's go to Siege first then, as we're on board with Siege. We're on board with Siege at the moment, and as he flicks it through the first couple of the first sector around here, which is probably one of the most incredible sectors. Oh, excuse me. It's probably one of the most difficult sectors on all the Formula One, calendar, to be honest. And so just watching a Siege who has got right up behind one of these intermediate cars, drives running in these intermediate tyres, which ain't going to help him at all on his first opening run here tonight. So we've got Gold Baby from Knowlesy. We've also got hashtag ALR from. And we've also got hashtag ALR from Equals as well. Then Fox saying, stitch you locked up here straight into the action. It is indeed, isn't it? There's no time for dawdling here tonight, is there? We're seated with that beautiful blue and white helmet there. From the front, it does remind me of David Coulthard's helmet, doesn't it? Of course, on the side, not too much there. As coming out of the final turn then for Siege, had a bit of slipstream in there, but I think that Red Bull has really curtailed his first run there, hasn't it? So Siege is probably going to have to go around again on that one. But he is fast so far. But Mr. Raging Bull has found 3 seconds there, 4 seconds to get in front of Siege. But Siege was held up quite badly there. But Mr. Raging Bull in at first, fastest so far. But 500 seconds back, I say, is Liam Yeh in the Haas car as well, of course. So we had Bahrain a few weeks ago, didn't we, to start us off? A few days ago to start us off. And finally, we have got our official cars, haven't we now? Of course, that's one thing that really dampened my squib last week. It was just the fact is that we had the custom cars rather than the official cars. But tonight we have finally got the cars that after the tyre issue was sorted out then. So it's really good to see the drivers in their official machinery here tonight, and looking forward to seeing what they can do then. At the moment, though, it is the top 4 so far is Mr. Raging Bull with Liam Yeh, Coupe as in soup in the Ferrari, and then we got Siege in 4th position. Then Coupe is on the medium tyres here. Interesting choice there from Coupe. Then, of course, the medium tyres will not be as sticky as the soft compound tyres then, but let's see what Coupe can do. Maybe he's doing a bit of race prep, potentially. Oh goodness me! I've had a cheeky burger just before I came on air, and I think that was a mistake. That you would think out of all my time doing this, that I would learn not to have anything too gassy. Not to have anything too gassy, or to fill up me old belly area without giving myself an hour first. But that burger, I was gonna have it afterwards, but why not? I thought. Well, I could tell you why not, because I'm very gassy indeed. Then. Just watching the Wolves. Then we've got 3 reserve drivers in here tonight. Then, of course, we've got Milan, a former Grand Prix winner and the third highest all-time pole sitter in ALR with 13 pole positions to his name. He's joint third with Boxtel, both on 13 pole positions at the moment, and I'm also flying through Sector 2. Incredible. We have also got, and then, of course, second in that all-time pole sitter list at the moment is Jonathan Cox with 14, and then Emerson, who of course has got 22 pole positions to his name, I believe. Here comes Mortal out of the final turn, and let's see what Mortal can do then. 3 DRS zones around here, and Mortal goes fastest out. That felt very committed in the second intermediate split time, and it certainly wasn't there for the Williams driver and Mortal. Great stuff indeed there. A solid start to the campaign last time out in Bahrain. We'll talk you more about that. We'll tell you more about that later on then. Milan in the Alfa Romeo. He is replacing the Season 6 World Champion German. Milan then, of course, a Grand Prix winner. Won that incredible Grand Prix back in the Dutch Grand Prix. I think, was it Season 6 or Season 5? But I think it was Season 6, wasn't it? Very unlucky. Milan should have won there a couple of times, to be fair. But Milan, a Grand Prix winner then, of course. But as I mentioned, 13-time pole sitter in his career of ALR. Can he add a 14th one tonight to go joint second then? So that is his target tonight then. And I think in terms of pole sitters, he has the most pole positions on this field then going into tonight then. So surely he has to be one of the favourites, albeit he may be a bit race rusty as well, as I don't think he didn't race many times last season in ALR Gold, did he? Sam Green currently 5th fastest one, also medium tyres. This is very interesting, these medium tyres runs are. They have thrown me off ever so slightly, so just watching Slough in the McLaren Mercedes there. I've been thrown off a bit by these medium tyre runs because of I thought they had just gone on to the soft tyres and really put. I love soft Loft's helmet. Look at that! That is a work of art. Magnificent. But anyway, going to more of the going to the tyre runs. I do think. I am surprised that they're all on the some of them are on the medium tyres there. I wonder if they are maybe saving a set for later on then. German is going to be back from 2 races. It's going to be back 2 races, and you better believe that thought I'll get rid of my two worst races going then. We look forward to seeing you back, German. Of course, German, unfortunately retired last time I was in Bahrain, didn't he? But hopefully he can get himself sorted in. I'm not sure. Does it mean 2 races from today? As in, he'll be back in Baku or Australia. I'm not too sure. Anyway, here comes Slough out of the final turn, and Slough is about to revel up and let her go then. And now she goes then, and now goes Slough then going down into turn 1 then. Sarah's Russian, you started about me. You, well, I'm not going to finish that sentence there, but I think you all get the cut of my jib on that one there. We have got Chaza, hello there, General Kenobi. Camera Racer, hey Sean, hey Racers, good luck, Gold, and Sarah's Russian, Milan making an effort to show to show up. We are blessed. Looking forward to Australia. German saying, aha, so we're back in Australia. German, because we know that German. Well, you know, we don't really, do we? But German does not really. He's not a fan of Bahrain, is he? And of course, he's. I don't think he's. I wouldn't say he's a fan. Oh, it's a software just kissed the outside armco there. I don't think. I think in the past, German has had some good form around here. Albeit, I think this is only our 3rd time a race around here, isn't it, here at ALR, but as we've got DRS now for Slough. You can see that on this game then, on 23, that they have pushed the barriers back then, so visibility is a lot easier for these drivers, and there's also a bit more room for error. I wouldn't say a lot, probably slightly more than what's usual, as now Slough is coming up into the final turns. So 27 turns around this course. Goodness gracious me, I struggle to count above 16, so that is really going to get me kerfuffled, I think, throughout the stream tonight then. Up to the line there comes Slough then. Thank you for taking us around the lap, Slough, and he goes 5th fastest there. This first qualifying session is not about being the fastest, it's about not being in the bottom 5. That is the aim for a lot of these drivers. They've got yellow flags out there as well, as everyone is now on the correct-ish compound tyres. So here comes Marky. Very unlucky. Alpines are looking very good last week, weren't they? But a safety car, and then we had to split the race up into 2. I think it was 2 races, wasn't it? Yeah, it was Gold. Then we had to split up into 2, didn't we? And unfortunately, Alpines was robbed, I feel. But Marky currently 2nd fastest, and once again showing his speed in that Alpine car. Let's not get too carried away just yet, though, as we're watching the 2nd Alpine machine of Knowlesy. Let's not get too carried away at the moment now, because of course. This is only the first stage of the qualifying. Equals 5th fastest once again, showing he's got some teeth in that green mean fighter machine there. Knowlesy 7th fastest at the moment there, just behind Milan, who's on an outlap now on those soft tyres. Equals, who just sitting there 0.2 seconds quicker in 5th at this moment in time. There is some very quick times being registered now. Coop up into 8th position, I should say. Lovely stuff indeed. Then Siege done 6 laps on those soft tyres. Goodness gracious me. I don't think he wants to hand them back then. Troy, the world champion, then going 8th fastest then on medium tyres then in the Mercedes-Benz car. Nigel then in the far end of the circuit. I think no, it's turn 27 actually. I thought he was up in turn 13. Leighton, who's gone 16 fastest. He's making his full debut tonight, Leighton instead, so hopefully it does well. Nigel going 11th fastest, of course, the silver champion, doing a good job there. Nigel is in 11th position there, but I think he probably would like to have been a bit higher up, to be honest with you. Lights there also returning back to Formula 1, ALR as well. Another driver with a Grand Prix win to his name. He's had 4 pole positions in his career, Lights, since he's replaced it. He's got some big shoes to fill tonight with Boxtel on holiday, so I hope Boxtel's having a lovely holiday up there, and we cannot wait to see him back next. Can't wait to see him back next week. Of course, he did miss it. This is his first race of the season last season, wasn't it, for Boxtel? He didn't race in Bahrain, but Lights good drive into 5th position. He had a very action-packed Formula 2 race last Wednesday, didn't he? I must say, but hopefully he'll be hoping for a bit more of a straightforward event here in this one. So then we got Indigo, 2 seconds up in the first split time, but he's hit the outside barrier and that sent him off the circuit, unfortunately, for the Red Bull. So he's going to have to abandon this time and go again. We've got Serious Russian Gurman. You're just making my tip for the championship harder now. We've also got Tango. Glad to be back in silver. Hate this track with a passion now. Of course, Tango is in the Aston Martin then for the foreseeable future. Then some good stuff indeed there as Milan's gone fastest by 4/10 of a second now in that Alfa Romeo. As I mentioned, then that is going to be one of the stories of tonight. Then can Milan get his 14th pole position of his career, which will put him joint second highest with John Cox. Good stuff indeed there from Milan, but this is not about pole position. This is about losing the bottom 4 drivers, which currently are like this: Percy 19th, Chaza 18th, Vesely in 20th position, Indigo in 17th, and Leighton on his debut in 17th position as well. Just got Vesely then in the Ferrari. The Ferraris didn't really show too much pace in Bahrain, did they? Both him or Coupe. That may be a bit of a concern potentially for the Ferrari team, but let's see how it goes then. Bahrain just did go to well, did it? As I just take a look there as well, I'm giving them an edge, and honestly, after these first 2 rounds, I'm in my element then. We've got Serious Mushroom. Watch that horrible curb in turn 7. I think that's the turn. That's the curb, the raised curb on the outside. If you go over that curb, you're going to get beached on it, and if you get beached on it, it's going to send you into the barrier. It's very much a new added challenge for the drivers. A lot of drivers were very unhappy about that curb. I think they still are, to be honest, but me personally, I think it's an added extra challenge there, because you do take liberties with that curb on that last game. And we're going on board with green now, and we're just showing what we mean by that curb. It's that curb on the outside. That's exactly what we are talking about there. And look at that then, it's completely ruined Green's lap. But to be honest there, it is a brutal curb. You have to make sure that you got your wits about you, because you'll be going into the scene of the accident there. But unfortunately that's really hurt Green's time here, and he's going to have another bite of the cherry now. Less than 4 minutes to go in this qualifying session. As I mentioned, then we are losing the bottom 5 drivers here, which is Percy 20th, 19th is Chaza at this moment in time. They're both out there. They're out of qualifying. Leighton in 18th, Indigo 17th, Siege in 16th at the moment there, and he's got a fresh pair of boots on now, Siege has there, so watch him come out of the garage in not too distant future. Hello from Canada, good luck for drivers, and is a Kaz there. Good evening to you, Kaz. Of course, unfortunately for us, Kaz not a part of the full-time list of roster drivers this season. However, we do hope we see Kaz, because he didn't start off as a full-time driver last season, did he? But he did participate in almost every single round of bronze. But we like to see Kaz back in a full-time seat sometime soon now. Just watching Green now, just prepare his lap then. We're going to stick with Sloth for the minute then, and here comes Sloth coming down into turn 1 and 2. Then, of course, it's a very much a pinch zone, isn't it? You've got a bit of outside curve now to play with on the race circuit. Now, the barriers have been pushed further back around some parts of the circuit, like turn 1, the combination of turns there, and there is that curve then, which ruined Sam Green's lap just a moment or two ago. Sloth taking a lot of curve there. Of course, Mick Schumacher had a horrific smash there in 2022 on the outside there. It's one of the Alpines, I think it was, just getting out of the way. Sloth there exiting. I'm sure that's turn 13, isn't it? I don't know. There's too many turns on this course to get my mushing around there. just watching now coming into the chicane as well and not taking too much curve either. Of course, we just seen, I think that was Indigo, wasn't it? Or some, was it Indigo? I can't remember now. But hits it, I think it was Vezi actually, wasn't it? Vezi a minute ago, a moment or two ago, that hit the outside barrier, which caused him to go straight on. Turn 21 and 22. Oh, he hit the inside barrier there, Sloth did. Yeah, I don't think he's damaged his car, but that surely is going to hurt his momentum here. As we get onto the final drag then into the turn 27, there's a car in front of us. I think that's an Alpine as well, isn't it? Or is that an Aston Martin? It's an Aston Martin, actually. I need to get me eyes checked, I think. Then out of the final turn, then Sloth is down into 15th position now, as Leighton has gone into a superb 10th. Then Sloth is right behind him in 11th position, and then 29 seconds to go in this qualifying session. And yes, indeed, this is going to get very. Vezi's off the circuit, and I think he's just letting the cars through. Hopefully, he hasn't got enough time, I don't think, to do another lap because he hasn't got no deployment, unfortunately. Troy in 13th position there. Troy is, I got to say, feeling probably a bit uncomfortable there. Green is only 14th there, Green is there. He's going to be disappointed that there. He could be facing an exit from qualifying here. Here comes Coop, who's a 10th or second down in the second split time. Checker flag is fluttering now in the night sky. Vesey is not going to be able to complete a lap, unfortunately. I don't think Green is either. Up to the line now. Troy is in major peril here in that Mercedes. Can the champion be knocked out here? Coop unfortunately has not made it through. He's out in 16th position now. We have got Siege on a lap at the moment, and this is first lap on fresh tyres, I think. Well, second lap actually on fresh tyres, as he didn't change his boots, did he? Out of the final turn then comes Siege then as he comes up to the line now, as he goes over the pit lane entry board there, and Siege goes 15th fastest. Troy is going to be looking nervously over his shoulder then. What is Green done? The Green's out of qualifying, I think. Nigel 700 second down. I think he's cruising, is he? He's cruising, and Nigel's down in 18th position, and that is a nightmare for the silver champion, for the first ever ALR champion as well. Nigel out of qualifying here, and Troy is going to be breathing a huge sigh of relief. How many? Troy goes second anyway, so but in the end it didn't matter. But my goodness gracious me, Troy was very much the coolest cat in the paddock here tonight. Only one driver into the 26 at the end of this qualified session, and that is Milan there. So sadly then we have lost Percy, Shazza, Nigel, Coop and Green all out of qualifying one here. Vesey made it through by 200 of a second there, because goodness gracious me, that was very close indeed then, as we are just crawling back to the pits with Coop as well. Let me catch up with the old comments, shall we? As right there, later another crispy pie inhaler. What does that mean? Oh, a CPI. Goodness gracious me. I like that one. That's some time for Milan there. Of course, Milan, as I said, the only driver into the 26. Very impressive stuff indeed. Gordo, hello, good luck, fellas. Blimey, what a lap from Milan. Yeah, right from the get-go. As we mentioned, Milan can become the joint second highest pole sitter in history of ALR tonight. Remember, that is for gold, though, because I think in silver, because we don't, that's just in gold though, of course we don't combine all the records, because I'd be like comparing apples to oranges and all that kind of good stuff there. Sam sacrifices that to show us that then. Serious Rush was saying, of course, that was when Sam got onto that pesky curve at the outside of turn 2. Was it turn 7? I think it might be turn 7 actually. So Milan there, 2 tenths second quicker than Troy at the moment. That's a statement of intent there from Milan, then hoping to get a full-time drive sooner or later. Out of qualifying, and let's just confirm, Percy 20th, 19th is Chaz, Nigel in 18th, Coop in 17th, and Green in 16th position. Unfortunately, I've seen a comment about Green a minute ago, and I wonder if that's what's curtailed his running. And Milan, hello Sean, love you too, Milan. Have you seen my helmet? Not yet, my good sir. We haven't seen much of you on stream, because I think he'd done one lap and then went back into the pit lane. So I think it was one and done, kind of like a slam dunk, wasn't it? But we'll have a look at Milan's helmet in just a jiffy. Don't be so rude, Milan, then. Yeah, shocking behaviour, isn't it? We got, where's Boxstyle? He's on holiday, I believe, so he'll be back next week for the Australian Grand Prix Boxstyle. So I hope Boxstyle's having a lovely holiday, wherever he is. I must admit, I don't actually know where he's gone, to be honest, which is shocking behaviour, really, isn't it? You would think that the commentator would probably look into that or know about it, but I'm not very prepared. Right, so Percy, this is what I want to read. Vesey spun in front of Sam and he lost 5 tenths there, which knocked Sam ultimately out of qualifying, unfortunately. Would have been through otherwise, Percy is saying then. So that is what happened to Green, unfortunately. That is such a shame then. And that is the pitfalls, isn't it, of leaving it late there. But you can't go out too early because the track evolution may not be there and you may lose time and not have the track at the right window as well. It's very much a balancing act for these drivers. Of course, you could be hero and zero there so many times in this, in qualifying, can't you? Nigel Equal saying then with I think that's a praying hand, not a high five, but unfortunately out of qualifying, Nigel is Nigel down in 18th position. I'll be interested to know what happened to Nigel. Was that just a lack of pace then from Nigel, or did something else happen? Of course, we didn't see on stream what happened with Green, did we? We seen it. I think we did see his final lap, or we just see the end of his lap then, but he had no errors left, did he? Sam Green, Vesey crash cost me 5 tenths. Yeah, so Sam Green just confirming what happened then, unfortunately. Not my QW, but we'll be back in the race then. So we've also got Sam Green, Rob Brooks here saying then, Moomin Ninja then, not gonna lie, this looks absolutely absolutely fun as hell. I'm probably nowhere near the quality of these guys though. Don't worry about it, Ninja, nor am I. That's why I'm relegated to the commentary box, and also because I'm a danger to myself and other drivers as well. It's of course, unfortunately, my racing career, the highlight of my racing career in ALR is the highlight of that is crashing into my teammate when he was trying to win the World Championship in Brazil, and ever since then I have not been allowed to set foot into a Formula 1 car. But yeah, great to have you along with us tonight, Moomin Ninja. Then it is very good fun indeed. Then I'm sure all the drivers do have a lot of fun. I'm not sure if I'm going to have a lot of fun here tonight though, because this street circuit is the fastest street circuit on all of the Formula 1 calendar. 27 turns around this circuit. The first sector though, I got to say, it is very much then a pedal to the metal, and you've really got to it's a brilliant first sector, isn't there? I reckon it's ranked one of the highest in the whole of the calendar. If anyone disagrees with me, shout me down and tell me what you think. Now, I do think Japan is probably the best first sector on the calendar, or is it? Maybe, I think I'm going to go with Japan. I think for the best first sector. But if we had to compile a perfect lap, then it'd be very difficult indeed. Then, because maybe the second sector in Silverstone, of course, with Mangates, Beckett's, and Chapel, would also be my second favourite sector on the calendar. But I do like Spa's second sector as well with Puyol. Of course, that downhill fast left-hander. I do love that corner. Then, of course, it's so incredible, isn't it, Spa? I think it's something really glad I think about, really, isn't it? What combine the best sectors to make the perfect track in Formula 1 on this calendar. Anyway, I must say, it'd be very difficult to do indeed. That Kota for me, Chappers is saying, and yes, indeed. I forgot about Kota. Yeah, Kota, a very good first sector as well. I think that Japan edges it for me, but Kota I think is definitely second best, or maybe definitely in the top three. In the top two at the moment is Immortal, who's second fastest, about 200 a second behind Liam at the moment. Ed Quells currently third fast at the moment. Of course, teammate Nigel out of qualifying, unfortunately, as he had a bit of a nightmare first qualifying one session. A surprise for me to see Nigel out of qualifying. Mr. Raging Bull in the Red Bull. I love that. I'm basically going to be rinsing that all the way through to the end of the season, because that's how silly I am. Milan in third position over there. Oh gosh, there 6/10 of a second away from his personal best. One of our shoes tires there for Milan. Indigo going fifth fast at the moment now, with Sloth in at seventh at the moment. So 7 times on the board then for the first 5 minutes of this qualifying session. It has been absolutely flying out there, hasn't it? My word. These drivers want to get on with it, don't they? As the day turns into night in qualifying too, and of course this circuit is very spectacular. A lot of these circuits are so spectacular at night time, aren't they? I do admit I love the nighttime races. They just look so good, don't they? And so just watching Vesey, who looks like he's warming up his tyres. He hasn't on a quick lap. That's why, Sean. Sort your life out. Goodness me. All right. Anyway, let's take a look, see what's going on in the comments, shall we? Moomin. Oh no. You didn't need. You didn't. Haha. No worries, bro. Don't worry. I ended up getting in the way yesterday of the race leader and getting a 5 place grid penalty. Oh goodness me. I must say. I think that happened with someone else, which I think it was Dynamo Dan and Jinner last year, was it? Which is very odd indeed, wasn't it? I think he was coming in the pits as well. So I do wonder sometimes what the FIA do on this game, don't they? But there we go. But no, don't worry about that, my good sir. We've all done stuff like that, and yeah, it's just unfortunate the way it is. Right. I'm guessing the Bronze League is a lot easier. The Bronze League is a lot easier in terms of performance, but I think in terms of the battles and things like that, it is just as fraught as what it is in gold, to be honest. Well, all the leagues are gold, silver, and bronze. Of course, we also have F2 as well on Wednesday night. But yeah, I think that yeah, pace-wise, we try and have like it tiered. So of course, gold is the fastest, and then bronze is the not as fast then. But there are still some very quick cookies in that bronze division. Now, Dr. Troops, who was incredible on the first race this season in Bahrain, magnificent stuff indeed. But of course, I don't think he's here this week in a Jeddah. So it'd be interesting to see how his rival's going to step up and really respond after that pretty impressive. Run in bronze. Vesely going at full fast in the Ferrari. Good stuff indeed there from Vesely. Goodness me, you're a chatty bunch tonight, and I love it. Keep your comments coming in, ladies and gents, because you've got to keep me on the straight and narrow. Because most of the time I don't know what I'm talking about. Just watching Young Light said on medium tyres, and the only driver to have a chance on the medium compound tyres then at the moment. We'll leave Lights to it then. As Marky, look at that, using a lot of the outside curve there. Remember, Mick Schumacher crashed heavily there in 22 then. Of course, unfortunately, that ripped off his Haas and was unable to start the race. And Marky, once again, looking a very strong customer in this Alpine machine. And I'm loving to see that Gamer there flicking it through the chicane there. Taking all the track and then some on the outside. Brilliant commitment here from Gamer. Of course, he had a strong end of the season. He's had a strong beginning this season as well with third there in Bahrain last time out then, or last week I should say then, and the AlphaTauri, who is now coming up to the final couple of corners. Right, Troy going in fifth fast at the moment. Troy is at the moment 5 tenths a second away from Liam, who is still the quickest out there. I'm not sure if it's on used or on used tyres or fresh tyres at the moment. That remains to be seen. But unfortunately, graphic don't tell us that. As a Gamer is, I thought he was going to the pits then. He was not there. He was just taking the race along. He goes 7th fastest Gamer does. What about Marky? He's invalidated his time, Marky has there, and that is disappointing because that looked like a very strong lap then for Marky. And who is that then? It's just popped up into that's Nosey in 10th position there. At the moment though, I think he's going to look. He's looking very precarious in that 10th spot at the moment there. As of course we've still got 5 drivers. So yeah, 5 drivers and hasn't set a representative time like that. Sloth a couple of seconds off the pace there, but he did make a mistake, I believe, on his opening timed run then on board later, making his debut tonight in ALR Gold. Chapper's game screwed me in this last week in gold then. Selected medium tyres for 21%, but it started me on softs and put me on hard. Wasn't even an option. Game was so broken. Still is, Chapper's saying that. I think... I must admit, I think it's a lot better than last year's game, a lot better. I was a little miffed about the tyre discrepancy when you're meant to be on equal performance. That was a bit rubbish, and that was a bit rubbish, to be fair. And yeah, we had to use multiplayer cars, which wasn't the best start, was it? But we onwards and upwards. Same here in silver. So Camera Racer also had, I think, the same issue in silver as well, where they put them on the wrong tyres. And I remember that in the comments section there, because because that cost Camera Racer a lot of time indeed. And I've lost me mute button. 1 second. I can't get rid of this cough at the moment. There, it keeps coming back, which is a bit of rubbish. And we've got Nosey just crawling back to the pit lane at the moment. Leighton in 9th position. I think that Leighton is going to be a bit concerned, I think, as there is debris all over the circuit there. Someone has had an off, and I'm wondering if that is that who's had an issue. So we're just watching Knowlesy coming to the pits. So we've got an Aston Martin behind, and that Aston Martin, I don't think it's got a wing, has it? As Equaz has gone up then at the exit 22, and oh dear then, so Equaz had its lot put an almighty amount of debris on the circuit, and the Marshal should get that cleared up in time, ready for the final runs in Q2 here, but that is not ideal for Equaz, because that's a set of soft tyres, and it's not going to be as fresh anymore, but he might be be able to still use them, but I think he'll probably have completely fresh tires come out of the blankets. And Indigo then just starting us up. Then we're going to watch his teammate for the minute, which is a Raging Bull then tackling the first sector here in Jeddah tonight, and giving a wide berth for the outside of that curb. Lovely stuff indeed. That. It's Michael Massey in his prime movement ninja saying that, and that's not bad though. To be honest, I'm not too bad pace wise. I'm just a controller, not a steering wheel. I think correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm sure the controller is not too bad on this game, is it? Is it equal to playing field a bit? I'm not too sure. I'm not a driver. I'm far from it. But I think I'm sure that it ain't too bad now. We do have a lot of drivers that is on controller as well. Albeit that's kind of a movable target. Because I'm sure that. One of ALR's most successful drive reds was on the controller. He was not on a wheel. However, of course, since then, Emerson has retired from ALR Grand Prix racing, hasn't he? But he was, when he was in his absolute prime in F1 on F1 2020, he was on the controller. But of course, things have changed quite considerably since then, haven't they? Mr. Raging Bull coming out of the final turn then, and he goes across the line to go fastest there. And the second driver into the 26 is a great time indeed. Lovely job there for Mr. Rangers and the Alpines coming out onto the circuit. And I think that one of those, we got to keep an eye on those Alpines there, because they are going to be, I think that if Mark can get a time, if Mark can string a good time together, Marky is going to be very much in the heart of the top 10, I feel. Indigo going fifth fastest in the second Red Bull. What about Young Lights and Young Lights in the second sector as well? Marky is also just starting us up. We're going to look at Marky later on, then we're just going to take a look at Young Lights. He was out on the medium tyres, wasn't he, but he abandoned his time on the medium tyre then. Came back in now, throw him to the soft tyres. That's the softest in the range then. Of course, gives him the most grip for Young Lights, almost off the circuit there. And he goes full fast as Young Lights says into the early 27.1s there. Look how tight it is there. We've got 3 drivers then on a 27.1 after their first efforts. Liam, 27.1. Immortal, 27.1. Lights at 27.1. Golly gosh, you cannot fit. They are so close that you won't be able to fit a piece of paper between them. That's how close it is. Fantastic. Marky just under the minute mark in the second intermediate split time now. Then out of turn 22. Then he's got a car in front of us, and I think that's his teammate Knowlesy. Remember what they did in Bahrain to absolute incredible effect. There was the slipstream, and they're doing it again. There, Knowlesy, the ultimate team player, albeit I don't like to say he's ultimate team player, but he's also a Grand Prix winner as well, isn't it? So he knows when to win as well. Knowlesy does with the beautiful pink helmet. It must be a tribute to me. Marky going fast. The third driver into the 26s now. And a great time indeed there for Knowlesy, who is now getting ready to wind it up and let it go. Then Equal's about to start his up as well. Siege also starts up. We're going to stick with Knowlesy for the minute. There he is, and of course, giving his teammate a lovely slipstream. Knowlesy is currently out of qualifying moment with 90 seconds to go in this one. We have got Nathan out of qualifying. Equals, Knowlesy, Slop, and Siege. Those are the bottom 5 drivers at the moment. On board with Knowlesy. Then of course, that's a beautiful helmet in terms of again, it's in terms of really lining up for himself and the Alpine. Of course, shame we can't have the pink Alpine, isn't it? Because that's one thing I would love to see. That I love to see indeed. Then, yeah, it's bad. Didn't help. I got a span kit too. What's a span kit? The chap was saying that. I'm not sure what a span kit is, to be honest. I'm going to have to say that very carefully now, because it could sound like I'm saying a span kit. And a span kit, I don't know what a span kit is. If you can enlighten me, that'd be very good. That just shows how technically uneducated I am with all this malarkey. I just like it. I just like fast cars. Right, so just watching Knowlesy, who has had a very good lap this one now. It's been there for Knowlesy into the final turn, 27 turns, and they've moved that barrier back there. Of course, that barrier cost Verstappen one of the best qualifying laps you'll ever see in F1. Brilliant. And what about Knowlesy? He goes 9th fastest there. Knowlesy does. He's in qualifying 3 at this moment in time. He is still there at the moment because Siege is only 12th fastest there. Siege could be out of qualifying here. as I think he would like to have been a bit further up, to be honest. So now got Immortal starting his lap there in the background when the Aston Martins are just starting their lap too. And I think that was Equals, wasn't it? Equals has found 6 tenths of a second, but he's also not done enough to get himself out of the bottom 5 at the moment there for Equals. He's going to be disappointed with that one, unfortunately. What about Liam? Liam, who is abandoning his time and coming into the pits. I'm wondering if he knows, or I'm wondering if he feels that he has got enough in the piggy bank there to get himself through. I think he has a Marky currently fast at the moment. Mortal is just on a quick, it's just started his lap then. What about Gamer? Gamer 4 tenths of a second up. That's enough to get him in, is it? It is more than enough to get him in there for Gamer. Purple in the final sector as well. Magnificent stuff indeed then. What about the Mercedes of Leighton? He's 12th fastest Leighton is, and he is out of qualifying. And they're all falling by the wayside here at the moment. Siege, I think, is out of qualify as well. Whereas we just seen Vency go up into third. That's a great time for Vency there. Where did that come from for the Ferrari? Magnificent. Here comes Slotfeld out of the final turn. Slotfeld's 8th fastest. Nosey is now out of qualifying, I think, then, unless he's got something in the piggy bank there. What about Troy then? We're on board with Troy now that Leighton, I think, is out of qualifying. Siege and Equals might also be out of qualifying as well here. On board with the champion, who, I gotta say, it's not been plain sailing here in qualifying so far, as Troy for the qualifying 1 and 2 is got the pressure right on him, and he has to cut this lap or he's out of qualifying here. It's between him and Indigo to make it through the qualifying 3, and he does it, and it goes fastest by 26.5. That is a mega lap from Troy, eh? And oh, goodness me, that is a brilliant lap indeed there for Troy, right at the very end then. Prime Sebastian Vettel-esque that is there from Troy, isn't it? Goodness gracious me. Very much leaving it to the end there and making it through. Unfortunately, we've lost Indigo, who'll be starting 11th. 12th is Nosey. 13th is I don't know who it was. It's Siege in 14th position at the moment there. And let me get back to the comments, shall we? Come on, Troy, get your finger out. He certainly did at the end there. As Equals said, a red flag with a laughing emoji there. We've also got, Serious Motion, just a bit of weight shedding, no biggie, from the Aston Martin of Equals. I'm going to be honest, I read these comments so late, don't I? That I just forget what I was saying. Anyway, we'll go back to that in a minute. Out of qualifying is Equals in 15th position, Siege in 14th, Leighton in 13th on his debut. Good hustle. 12th, Knowlesy. 11th position is Indigo. 9 hundredths of a second separates Indigo and Milan, who was of course, that's the whether getting in, or that's whether getting in and staying into qualifying, or of course being knocked out in qualifying too. Quickly, we got controller is nicer on the game than 22, and that's for certain. 22 is awful with inconsistent of spinning on corners, is what Moomin Ninja is saying. Then, yeah, I do agree with that. I think the 22 was not best received, was it at all? And yeah, like I think I went back to full traction control because it was just, it wasn't it. Yeah, it was just so random, wasn't it? Sometimes you could do exactly the same thing. The car spins there, and that's not what an F1 car does, is it? So yeah, you're definitely right on. You're definitely on the money there, my good sir. Shall I hit then? Equals, let's go. Serious rush of lighter than than a nunstock. I'm not really sure what to make of that. I'm proud of Milan. German is saying then. Equals bottled it. I'll show everyone next week. Better believe it. With 2 kisses as well. Thank you very much, German. Oh, I've got all my menu up still. Goodness me. I'm feeling dominance there. I'm feeling dominance there. German will show it next week then. Don't mind. I'll show it next week. We've also got Equals, no, you're 15th, Ben. So bad, Equals say Milan. That was close. Troy out. Wow. Yes, very close, wasn't it? Where was that practice with me? Too soon. We've also got Equals then with a hot emoji face as well. And I've got a low notification covering. I don't know why with Discord. It just all of a sudden randomly spams me with notifications like about 20 minutes later. I think I need to update my Discord app then, because I don't really get any tags either. Which ain't a bad thing, to be fair, really, is it? I must say, because I only get tagged when I'm in trouble. So at least it gives you an extra 20 minutes of solace and all that kind of stuff. Right, Immortal out on circuit then, as the day has been turned into night fully now then, so I couldn't think of the right word, so we just go with that. 10 minutes in this qualifying session. This is qualifying 3 before we get onto the race as well. That's the beauty about ALR, is of course we have the race and the qualifying and the race, so we don't have to wait until the day after. which is because otherwise it'd be a very anticlimactic evening, wouldn't it, here on these Sundays nights then as well. Immortal on, so everyone on Circle Mountain apart from Troy and Vesey. That was a great time at the end there from Vesey. Interested to see what the Ferrari can do, because it was quite a difficult start, was it, to Ferrari's season last time out in Bahrain. This is round 2, by the way, of the ALR Formula 1 Championship. We've got 22 races this season. Monaco is not on the calendar for this season, shamefully, but hopefully we'll have on for the season 10 calendar. I'm sure he will, to be honest, because season 10 hopefully will be a bit of a celebration, and it'd be nice to have some classic tracks on for season 10, but I think that's more of a pipe dream. And Immortal taking too much curb, and he's clogged the inside barrier, and the right wheel has been given up. That is the problem on this circuit, isn't it? You have to be concentrated fully, and Immortal I wonder if he just understeered it, and you see, oh dear, and so Immortal out of qualifying, and that is a big blow indeed. Liam, on the final stage there as well, and oh yeah, he just drove into. He just went. I think he didn't. He thought the car. I think Immortal thought the car was just going to. Didn't realise it was going to have as much turning as that. And he's gone into the wall. And unfortunately for Immortal, that's him out of qualifying here, and that's a big blow for him in the Williams team. Because I was expecting the Williams team to be very. Oh, Liam, my word! How did he keep that on circuit? Oh, I thought he was off there. I know he was off so much there. I nodded my head or shook my head in disbelief and knocked my headset off. That's incredible from Liam. Yeah, Immortal. I'm wondering if he didn't expect the car to turn. It's a Liam. Yeah, it's having a bit of oversteer there. I don't think Immortal expected the car to have such to be turning so sharply there. Liam, 27.8 then, brilliant start there. But Milan at 26.4, and that's the fastest we've seen from anyone here tonight. And that is currently pole position then for Milan. And I must say that is throwing the gauntlet down quite considerably here. We have got Raging Bull going second fastest. The McLaren of Sloth has now gone second fastest by 0.3 of a second there. What about the second McLaren of Young Lights? Young Lights is starting his lap now. Wow, that was an incredible lap there. Oh, it's Markey has made a mistake there. That's where Immortal, unfortunately, met at the end of his qualifying session. I think it was, wasn't it? But that is a big blow for Immortal. That's a shock as well to see Immortal making that mistake as well. And he is going to be 10th unless someone else has an issue as well, which can be highly probable around this circuit, because of course it is a circuit where you cannot go to sleep on this one, because you will be in the Armco quicker than a hiccup. Then Gamer going at 5th fastest, slowest of the time runners so far, but he is 5th on the road at the moment. Lights has invalidated his time then, and I think Lights is just trying to find the the limits of that. And McLaren, of course, he's stepping in for Boxtel tonight. Then, of course, Boxtel on holiday. So Lights are just trying to feel his way and what that McLaren can do. Watching Vesey at the moment. I think him and Troy, the only two runners on a lap at the moment. Now, Markey's on a lap as well. It did look a bit scrappy though on the first sector. Let's see what Markey can do then with the Verstappen-esque helmet from Miami. Out of the final turn then. Let's see what he can do then. He comes into the pits, and I'm not surprised by that, to be honest, because the first sector looked very scrappy indeed there for Markey. Lights is also crawling back to the pits as well. Yellow flags then, but Vesey's not going to be concerned about the yellow flags there, because it's just drivers then crawling back to the pit lane. That's when the Alfa Romeos. That is Milan then, who has probably been if we've got a teleportation there, as Vesey goes full fast, and Milan, of course, currently fast at the moment now. What can anyone do? Can anyone get near to Milan then? Goodness gracious, I think there's no, we're not going to ask if anyone can beat him. Can anyone get near him at the moment now? Milan going for his 14th pole position of his career. Here comes Troy out to the line as well, but Troy can by a 10th of a second there. It is a battle royale here in Jeddah tonight then. Troy is just about over a 10th of a second back from Milan. And that is 27 turns around this course there, and they are separated by just over a 10th of a second. Magical stuff from those two drivers there. Only drivers into the 26th one there, but the world champion Troy very much from the gauntlet down then to Milan, who's currently on pole position at the moment. 5 minutes to go in this qualifying session, and I need to get back to the comments, don't I, because I'm neglecting you all shockingly. German wished he raced now, but German did there. But don't worry about that, German. You'll be back next week as good stuff indeed. Then wowzers from Ecuador as well. Exactly what I was trying to explain to people then, and what I was raging so much to do the next corner and go round and go fine. And exactly the next corner, they just bang into the wall or spin there from Moving Ninja. It is. The car was just so unpredictable, which personally in real world Formula 1 would be quite cool to see, but that is not the real world of Formula 1 at all, is it? The car, these cars, yes, they have ground effects now these days, and they have lost a bit of downforce, a lot of downforce compared to the 2021 machines, but they are still predictable, aren't they? Because these are the finest racing machines in the world. Then, I mean, if you want to have an unpredictable car, do pick go-kart or something, or Formula 4. Right, hang on, where am I? Sean, how do you get that heart at the bottom of your laptop screen out the way? And to be honest, I don't have it on my laptop screen. I have it on me. On my mobile. But the only way I can't get out of the way. So the way I get out of the way is I usually wait for someone to comment, and then I read the comment from above. So yeah, I know. But that heart, as much as I love the heart, I cannot. Unfortunately, I cannot see some of the comments sometimes. Quaz, if you qualified me there yesterday in our league, I would have been able to. I would have took you out, laugh out loud. Oh goodness me, what a bam! Is what Camera Racer said. Having a disaster qualities, unfortunately. Quaz is saying. Luckily though, on the positive side, Troy is out of qualifying. Has he hit the wall, or am I just talking baloney? Right, I'll have a look at that in a minute. We've got Indigo. No, just got knocked out. Indy, that's a great time for Indigo. I think that's his best showing in ALR this season. Then I know we've only had 2 races to be honest. I would have said of his career, but I can't remember much of last season to be honest. But I've been hibernated. Yes, Milan, he's taking the German on him. Show in the race, Equals. No worries. Come on, exactly. You get points in the race, of course, and just make it a bit more difficult, don't you, from qualifying in the race, of course. We've got Serious Russia while his car is not a motor. I know Equaz that you're better in the race though, so got time to come through. Proud of him. KD, hello everyone. I'm still gonna show them my best, believe it then. We've also got, I don't know if Barth needed more drivers or something because I got a DM from him and he deleted the message. I think that's I think we did have I think we should be. We're fully stacked here tonight, so I don't think we did. But then again, it might be far from. I don't know, but I must admit, I only looked at the check-in about 10 minutes before we started racing. Mr. Raging Bull, they're going down the pit straight and about to start us up, and I'm so happy that I got through all that, through all those comments as well. And I try not to neglect you guys. You are the most. You are the, of course, you're the stars of the show, along with the drivers on. Well, you're the stars of the show. Then, of course, the drivers on the supporting cast, and then I'm just the narrator. Watch. Oh, Mr. The Rage there has had a glancing blow, sent him off there, and I feel that is he going to abandon this time? And he's got 2 minutes to go. Now the question is, if he abandoned, I think he has. I was going to say, if he did abandon this time, he wouldn't have enough time to come to the pits and come back out, of course. As soon as I get sweaty, my headset always falls off my head. But that's unfortunate for Mr. Rage, but he has backed off and go for a kick. Goodness me, slop there on the outside of the corner. Slop on the outside of the corner there. Now, that was a bit of a surprise, wasn't it? Goodness gracious me. And just on board now with Liam as he accelerates and goes a bit wide then, and now coming into the fast chicane as well then. And look at this, so we're on board Liam then, looking strong in the MoneyGram Haas car, fantastic. And look at that, taking a lot of the outside corners as well, I love it then. And now then, so you can see then this is the new part. So well, it's not a new part. It's okay. They've put the walls back, can't they? So you could have a bit more of a straight line, can't you, down here? 22 and 23, or was it 21 and 22? I've lost count. Then DRS and again then, and now then all you got to do is one more braking zone, and that is into turn 27, the last corner on the circuit here. Troy out of qualifying then, and I think this Milan is almost untouchable here. Out of the final turn then for Liam Yedden, up to the line then, working more can he do? He's currently on the third row of the grid with Fezzi. Can he improve? He's on the second row of the grid. He's in the 26 as well. A mega lap there from Liam, yeah. And exactly what the doctor ordered, and that's a great time indeed there from Liam. Yeah, he is in the heart of this battle tonight. Great stuff to see as well. Light said across the line then, and Light said just started this lap as well. Markey also coming up to finish his lap then. 18 seconds to go then. I don't think he's got enough time to harvest, but Markey going third faster, and also in the 26s they are edging closer to Milan, but I do think that they won't be, I don't think they'll be able to touch Milan's time then, because that's an incredible lap there from Milan. And who's that? Sloth is off there, and that's exactly we said about Mick Schumacher, is that there are a number of times here tonight, and that's exactly what's. Oh my gosh, they're almost his teammate, and Sloth has been disqualified for driving the wrong way. He was just trying to get back on the circuit, but unfortunately that has disqualified him. And I think that he is going to not be happy about that, and I think he also may have cost his teammate a couple of tenths as well, whilst his teammate was trying to take evasive action. Milan then, who is now then, I think that Milan has missed the cut here, has he? I think he may have, yes. Milan then already on pole position at this moment in time then. Can anyone challenge him is the question. Raging Ball in the pits as well. What about Gamer then? Gamer, of course, finished on the podium last time out then. Other final turn then goes 4 faster. Liam Yeh back down to 5th then, but still great times here. I'm loving this. And Markey once again showing his mark here. That's a great pun now. I didn't even mean that. And Markey in 3rd position there. Gamer in 4th. Liam in 5th. Vesey in 6th. Raging Bull 7th. Immortal in 8th position. Even with Immortal having issues there, he's still going to be 8th. Well, no, 9th on the grid there. Young Lights take 6 here. And that is the end of your qualified session. And it is Milan there. No, those are his fans there clapping away for Milan as he has got pole position. That's his 14th pole position of his career in ALR. He is the joint 2nd all-time pole sitter in ALR now. So congratulations to Milan. Really well done indeed. Then of course that he just came in and showed his mettle straight away. Absolutely fantastic stuff indeed for himself and for the Alfa Romeo team. Of course Milan, I'm sure, drove for Alfa Romeo last time he was racing in ALR. But brilliant stuff indeed there from Milan. Pole position there, as I said, is 14th pole position there. Of course, that is 2nd highest now in the pole position ranking. Magnificent stuff indeed. Really well done to Milan today. Absolutely hats off to him. He was pretty much in I would say almost in a class of one. Maybe I'm giving a disservice there to Troy and to Troy, of course, Markey and Gamer as well. But it is Milan. One qualifying session, one pole position, 100% record, magnificent. Troy's 2nd today. We didn't see if Troy made a mistake then and went to the wall, or if he just if that was it for Troy then. But goodness me, what's it plain sailing for Troy today, was it? But he only did 3 qualifying runs, I think, at the end there. Very much cool as a cucumber. Markey in 3rd with Gamer in 4th position. 5th was Liam Yeh. Lights in 6th. 7th Vesey. 8th Raging Bull. And Immortal crashed, unfortunately, in qualifying, as did Sloth as well. But Sloth then got disqualified when he was trying to recover back onto the circuit. Oh, just wet me whistle there. Hang on, let me catch up with the comments. And what was I saying? Of course, evening, Dylan. Good evening to you, my good sir. Of course, Grand Prix winner in Bahrain last week. The closest finish in silver in ALR history with was it 1500 of a second in the end or something like that? Incredible to himself in Young Lights. You got Farfus, the man of few words. He probably just said, just put drive. It did a mortal crash. Unfortunately, it turned 6 then. We've also got put some double-sided sticky tape on your headset. I think I need something, don't I? Or just maybe one of those Alice bands there just to keep it in place. Potentially, maybe I just need a haircut, to be honest. I lost 3/10 of a second. Sector 1 Lights did. I think that might, I don't want to point fingers, but that might have been due to Sloth's crash there and coming back on the circuit. That probably distracted Lights, didn't it? DQ is still horrible in this game, Goku said. I do agree with that wholeheartedly, because it don't give you enough time to recover back on the circuit. Because Sloth was trying to recover and literally he was just disqualified. I mean, yeah, we're not sure how long he was pointing the wrong way for, but I was nowhere near enough time there for Sloth, unfortunately. Keep me posted. Keep me posted if the formation lap is a glitch. Then, what formation lap glitch? I haven't seen it personally, and that's that's probably like the famous last words. But there's a glitch, isn't it, where it just stops. But I thought that was something to do with the host, to be honest. And it just got Milan on pole position and 25 laps around here in Jeddah. This is because this is quite a fast street circuit, without safety cars and without any BSCs, which is highly doubtful, I think. Are we racing? And Leighton, I think that we're racing, are we? It's Milan leading then, second position. I think we're racing then. Unbeknownst to me, I thought it was a formation lap, but I think we're racing then. Milan leads and with Troy in second position. Third position is Marky with Gamer in fourth. Liam in fifth position and Lights in sixth position at the moment. Goodness gracious me, I apologise. I apologise then, as I thought this was the formation lap. I'm so sorry. 2 Red Bulls, 7th and 8th position. Equals in 9th, 10th is Sloth. Knowlesy in the 11th position. Vesey dropped all the way down to 12th. With Green in 13th position, 14th is Mortal, 15th is Nigel then, 16th Chazza, 17th Siege, Coop 18th Percy, 19th and Leighton in 20th position then, as Milan then leading then with Troy in second position at the moment. Then we've got Marquee Gamer, Liam Yen. Who is that then? It's Aston McLaren then having a look up the inside of Mr. Raging. No, this of Liam Yen as well. Then I think that formation lap has definitely caught a lot of drivers out potentially. As Milan has set the fast side race on the medium compound tyres. Equals up 6th position there. Of course, they disappointed qualified, but fantastic start in the race there. Immortal down 6th positions there. A terrible start for Immortal. Then Coop, as in Soup, is in the pits there. And yes, he comes in the pits now. Then let's see what tyres are going on. He's going to have to go into the hard tyres, I think. Then Leighton also in the pits as well. So, Gabriel on the hard tyres. Then also on the hard tyres is Lights. We've got Wesley and Green on the hard tyres, and Immortal on the hard tyres as well, along with Siege and Percy, and of course Coop also got onto the tyres as well. And so Milan only ever won a Grand Prix back in his homeland of the Dutch Grand Prix. Can he win here tonight in Jeddah? Troy, who's going to be very much pushing on, of course he won last week's race in Bahrain, didn't he? Of course, on this leading the championship at this very early stage here, and we're only on round 2 then, but we're on board with that, and he is pushing on. Marky is keeping up very beautifully well. Look, the gap though, as Gamer is on the hard tyres, so the gap is going to expand ever so slightly for Gamer now, as we go into turn 22 and 23, as they fly out now. And this is going to be a race of of attrition here, but it's going to be fast and frantic stuff then, as we go down into turn 27, and there's the race strategy then. I don't think we've got any soft tyres then, so maybe a one-stopper, medium to hards, hards to mediums then. But of course, there are safety cars and BSCs there. You may want to mix up your strategy ever so slightly. Lap 2 completed. The Marcus set the fast on the race because Marcus coming out of it as well. Troy's held to defend. Here's the Alpine car. It's looking pretty on it like a car bonnet. Mr. Rage there, all giving them Lights there, a bit of a squeeze. And Mr. Rage up into Mr. Rage and Bull, I should say, up into a 6th position now. With Lights dropping down to 7, but Lights is on the hard tyres, isn't he now? Let's see then how much Marquis is, can he keep up through the slalom first sector here? Wow, incredible stuff here from Marquis to open up the lap then in this one then. As Knowlesy is now coming to the back of Sloth then. I'll read out your comments as soon as I can then, but I do not, as soon as I take my eyes off this race then, I'll probably end up the probably end up missing some of your comments there. Yeah, the formation. I've seen serious Russians comment about the formation lap. I wonder how many people got caught out by it. I've certainly got caught out by it, I must say. And of course, I think not far have even confirmed that formation lap was on in the lobby settings as well. So something has gone slightly odd, unfortunately, for that at the beginning. But let's hope I can tell too many races too badly then. But I do feel that a lot of drivers would have been caught out by that. Liam, yeah, has got past Gamer. Gamer crawling here. What's happened to Gamer? Has he damaged the car? No, I don't think so. But he's lost an almighty amount of time. And now then is Gamer then has dropped down into 5th position. One of those hard tires and starting to struggle slightly. And Milan is set the fast of the race on this very early stage of the Grand Prix. But Liam now in the 4th position. Mr. Rage in 5th, and that's second Red Bull of Indigo fighting with Young Lights here. Young Lights defending as hard as he can then. And now Indigo's going to go up and under and take 7th position there. And my goodness me, great maneuver there from Indigo. Down. Oh, and Lights there has clipped the board into the barrier, out of the race there. Similar to a Malta, but a bit further forward of the track. Is that going to be a safety car? Just taking a look then, just taking a look on the track map. There is no safety car, no BSC either. So Lights then out of the race, unfortunately. Oh dear, oh dear. So that's a shame there for Lights, and he is out of the Grand Prix. That's such a shame there. The gap is going up to a 10th second now. Milan is looking very strong at this stage of the Grand Prix, isn't he? Just watching as we got Percy and Immortal strong position as well, and the two Williamses both 16th and 17th at the moment here. Both 16 and 17 Lights his reaction, and after that he's got no words said. So disappointing indeed for Young Lights, and Mr. Raging Bull currently putting pressure on. But I think we're going to have to take a look at Knowlesy here, because he's all over the back of Sloth. And of course Alpines are looking strong here, aren't they? They look strong in the opening stages of Bahrain last week as well. So we do not want to give the commentators curse just yet. But Knowlesy on the outside, that DRS has been enabled here, which I probably should have said earlier on then. But Knowlesy on the outside, Sloth has got the inside. Sloth keeps his position then, but I think it's going to be very difficult to keep his position then, going down into turn 1 here with Knowlesy with the DRS. And Sloth doesn't have the DRS, of course, because of Equals, and it's just a second in front of him then. And Knowlesy now up into 9th position, passes the McLaren driver, and almost in. I think there might have been contact there between Green, Vesey, and now we've got Nigel and Chazza also fighting this round. And I think that the two medium runner cars of Chazza and Nigel want to get past Vesey and Green as quickly as possible, because they're going to hold up and contain their race. Lovely on-board footage here from Chazza. Absolutely fantastic stuff indeed. I do love this on-board footage from Chazza's car here, and I do love this side cam here. And now he's going for it, and then Nigel's harvested, and this is an opportunity that Chazza does not want to give up. No, he doesn't. He is now up into 13th position now, passes Nigel. Nigel going to try and go more acute here, but he can't do, because I think the job has been done and dusted then. Liam, it's now got past Markey. Markey dropping down the order, as Markey's also... Oh, I thought he got damage there on the end plate E. I think he's okay. But just like Gamer, Markey and Gamer started off really well, but after 5 laps into this race, and they're both dropping quite considerably all of a sudden, as we come down into the final corner. Free abreast, there, my word, and Markey is back in first position. Back in for a position then, and look, and then Markey is going to have to get the fence up here. Oh my goodness me, Liam's boxed in, boxed in there, but now Mr. Rage is having the third position, and Markey down into 4th there, and it's that, I thought Alpha Tower is going to go into the back, I thought Game was going to go into the back of Liam, because he was coming out an alrighty amount of rate of knots there. Markey is struggling on pace all of a sudden, isn't he, in the Alpine, and goodness me, I'm wondering if he may have over-exerted the tyres and such. Troy leads! And unbeknownst to me, Troy leads the Grand Prix. What am I doing here tonight? Leah Gamer's now up into... Oh my goodness me, and Liam coming off the circuit. And here comes Indigo, now up into 6th position. Oh my goodness me, that's a squeeze here. And I've got to focus on the race, ladies and gentlemen. This is shocking. And look at the Indigo. Wow, what a brilliant performance there. Now up into 6th position here, and then Liam down into 7th position. Equals in 8th position on there, but look, Knowlesy's also on the back of this train as well. Look at this, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars in this graph at the moment. I hope Milan got damage there, because he's very slow at the moment, and Troy is stretched out about a second, about almost 2 seconds there. Oh my word! And once again, they're looking at Markey is a second behind Mr. Rage now. And look at this, who's on the inside? Gamers through on the hard tyres. Whereas the guys behind Indigo at the moment, this is fast and frantic. Knowlesy's in the action. There's Slop as well, also licking his lips, I think. Then when look at his lips, ready for a go as well. Markey up in the 4th position now. Gamer down the 5th on the hard tyres, and he's having a sniff. No doubt about it, because Indigo's on the outside as well. Indigo's on the outside. He'll have the inside for turn 2, but Gamer has the advantage on the momentum as well. Green and Vesey are also fighting in. Here's Liam on the inside. He takes track position there. And there's Equals as well, just behind him as well. This is absolutely ridiculous. Very close here indeed then. It is chaos here in Jeddah at the moment. Lap 7 out of 25 here. Wow, incredible opening stint here. And Nosey all over the back of these guys. Well, Sloth has got to the back. And I'm wondering if Green and Vesey, who have also been swapping position. No, Vesey's off the circuit there. Same place as Sloth, unfortunately. Has he? I hopefully went square into the side of that bar. And hopefully he ain't got no damage. We can't see from this camera shot of Vesey. And the wing looks okay, but maybe there's other damage there on that car. Unfortunately, we cannot see the one, but that is a big blow indeed then. Thank you very much, ALR Esports. Milan has dropped off. He has dropped off. There's issues there for Milan, isn't there, at the moment? Goodness gracious me. Oh, it's a Sloth. As Sloth so close to the back of, oh my goodness me! And this is action all the way here. And look, Equals has gone back in the slipstream of the Red Bull car. He's going to have a look there to see. Knowles is on the inside. Yellow flags. Leighton's out of the race there in sector 1. That's a safety car here, and that's a break which I definitely need, and probably these drivers need as well. Into the pits comes. I think that's an Alpine of Marky, is it? It is there. Marky's in the pits, and they're all coming into the pits. And Knowlesy is staying out because he would have lost an abundance amount of time. That's the problem around 2 competitive drivers in one car, isn't it? Safety car is out though for Leighton, who's unfortunately gone off in the first sector there. Now Sloth then changed onto the hard tyres, and I think that this is almost perfect, isn't it, there for these drivers then, who are on one stoppers. My word, then, absolutely incredible stuff indeed then. And I apologise, I completely missed the race lead. Shocking, isn't it? Right, let's take stock, shall we? The safety car has come out, then Bernd Mailander has come out. Let's just lean back and just have a rest and see what's occurring in this one, because that was ridiculous amount of actually going on there. Troy leads the race. He overtook Milan then, unbeknownst to us, but well, unbeknownst to me anyway, not to you guys, I don't think. Milan is second, then Mr. Rage is third. Gamer in fourth position. Anyone on the hard tyres, I think this is not good for them, and they need another safety car, I think. Knowlesy in fifth position then. Of course, the top 5 have not stopped yet, with Sam Green in sixth position, also not stopped either. He's also on the hard tyres. Now, everyone below these drivers have stopped. There is Liam Yeh on the hard tyres, Equals on the hards, Sloth on the hards, Chazza up into 10th position on the hards. What's happened to Marky? I reckon he had to change his front wing. So Marky down to 11th position there. Indigo in 12th. Indigo and Marky have lost an abundance amount of time in this phase of the race there. Nigel 13. Siege is now onto the medium tyres, along with Percy and Vesey as well. Coop, as in Soup, is on the hard tyres, done 6 laps on those hard tyres. And Immortal, who's also on the fresh medium tyres, right into the pits there comes the race leader. So let's see if all of them comes in. I think it is a no-brainer personally for these drivers to come to the pits, I would say. Now, in and out, Shane about Milan also in the pits. Well, they missed the pits when the safety car is first caught, so that's why they're coming in now. Then into the pits comes Gamer. Can Gamer get to the medium tyres at the end from here? The tyre abrasive tyre wear around here is not too bad. There's Liam, on the left hand side, and the question is, I think that these drivers have not pitted straight away. Look at how much time that they've gained. Knowlesy's now in front of the pack, and he's in front of Liam. That's an incredible. They must have all been held up in the pit lane. But Knowlesy has been the biggest winner in this one, and is now up into fifth position. Great strategy there from. Great strategy there as late as left the session, unfortunately. But just watching, we've seen a bit of Chaz has come back into the pits and thrown on the medium tyres out. Chaz has there, so Chaz has given up 10th position here. So he's given up track position to go onto a fresh medium tyres. So that's an interesting strategy here for Chaz there. As see that wall on the inside there has caused all kinds of difficulties, hasn't it, so far in this one? But we'll see how this one transpires then. So Green has not pitted yet. Remember what Green did in Bahrain last week then? It was actually He didn't pit, didn't he? And then we had a red flag, didn't we, in the race then, where we had to restart the lobby because the safety car refused to go in there. I know Bert Mylander loves the safety car driving, but I think he was taking the biscuit last week. But then Sam Green stayed out. He got the de facto pole position, didn't he, for the race restart after that red flag, and did pick up some decent amount of points. I think he got 8 at the end, didn't he? Green did. And it was a great day for the Haas team as well. Really keep building on their success, which they started last season. Now, this new era of Formula One is doing a great job for the Haas team, and with Green and Liam, I think they're going to go from strength to strength this season. I think they'll be disappointed not to have Mr. Rage in the car, but they'll be very happy to have Mr. Green in the car, who leads the way at the moment. And once again, going for a alternative strategy here, where everyone else has come to the pit set apart from Green now. So let's see how this goes there. But Green could cause all kinds of chaos there with Troy and Milan then, who will be following him closely behind in second and third position then. As Immortal, here he is then, currently in 18th position at the moment then. Right, this is a good opportunity to quickly go through your comments then, but I think I'm so far behind now that I'm going to struggle to keep up with you. Yeah, the safety, guess there's no formation lap then, KD said. Unfortunately not then, that's such a shame then. Safety car glitch is a big one. Basically it messes up the grid slot, and you're completely disqualified, unfortunately. The game is, part of the game is so bugged then. I selected it on, and as I messaged admins to clarify if it's on or off. Which, Favre did do that, to be fair. Williams should have made their livery the same as the pit rig then. Formation lap sucks anyway. I don't see the point of them in the game lap out loud. I wonder how many got caught out. Serious Rush was saying from the safety car, from the no formation. I reckon a lot of them did, to be honest. I like the formation lap because it adds realism. I like the formation lap as well, personally, just so I can go for the grid, and I could also have a quick drink before I get going then. Katie, such a weird game, great cars compared to last game, but still the bugs, laugh out loud. Cody's far-fetched. Moomin Ninja, yeah, but I find the game's is not real life, so we can't all be realistic with it, laugh out loud. I mean, gotta think about the people that have no clue about the formation laps, laugh out loud. To be honest, I don't have the formation lap on when I'm doing career stuff, because it just takes too long. I do like the formation lap though in the ALR, because it gives me time just to go through the grid, to be honest. But we'll see how this goes. Percy, front wing damage. Brooks is saying, oh dear, hopefully Brooks has got that fixed now. By the way, a lot of these comments is about 10 minutes behind. So there we go then. Meanwhile, Christian Lundgaard is leading Toronto in IndyCar. As knew someone would do that then. Katie's saying, I think after the incident, which Lights had there, unfortunately. And so Serious Rush is saying that Liam is flying then. Go on, Equaz, bro, doing a good job at the moment. Equaz is in 7th position now, doing a fantastic stuff. As we're now going to be racing once again then. And here we go then, as I've tried to get through the comments as much as possible, but I'm going to have to have a refresh and go from there. Right, here we go. And Green then is leading the way there, but here comes Troy then. And Troy then is already passed before we got to turn 1. There he goes. Markey is, or has he now? Because look, Green has come back at him. And Milan is going to go second position. And look at this, and Green has really hurt Troy here. And Milan is down with his second position. I think Markey's just got to the top 10 as well. Mr. Raging Bull and Markey are swapping positions out there. But Mr. Raging Bull has dropped 2 positions and he's behind his teammate as well. But I'm watching the battle for the lead then. And now it's Troy and Troy and Milan are swapping this there. Troy's going to be on the outside. Then Green is going to go on the inside. Troy's going to stick on the outside as well. But he's lost the advantage he had before the safety car. And now Green is dropped down into second position. And Milan has got it. And Milan then going a bit wide there. But remember that Milan said in the comments that he was sweating during that, just before that safety car period ended there, wasn't he? On board now with Gamer, who's gone the opposite then. So he's not on the hardest, now on the medium side. He's got over half the race distance left then. He might be able to get to the end of this race. So, wow, my goodness me. And we got to, how did they get through that? It's beyond me. And now we got Sloth, who's now all over the back of Indigo as well. Markey's down in the front of this crocodile here. It's down in the front of this crocodile here. Green is down into 5th position. Knowles up in 4th, but Markey, no, because now Green is back up in the 5th position. 4th 4th position. Contact. Mark has been spun around, and that is Marky is going to be oh, and who is that? Marky's in the wall, and oh my goodness me, he's going to be furious of that, then, isn't he? And unfortunately, that is not good at all for Marky. He's lost the whole wing as well. And who is that? Vesey's dropping down the order as well. Vesey has got issues in the second Ferrari. Both Ferraris going to combat, but they're not want to be fighting for 16th and 17th position, do they? That is a shame, as Marky is out of the race there. And 2 races where Marky has got some incredible pace, but it's only got 1 point to show for it at the moment. That is going to be apoplectic, I think, with how this race has panned out, and how that incident panned out there for Marky. He is going to be furious, isn't he, in that Alpine garage there, and I can't blame him at all really on that one. That is disappointing to say the least there for Marky. But once again, the Alpine's got so much pace, but unfortunately have not got much to show for it. Mr. Rage now trying to go on the outside of Nigel here. Nigel's not going to give this one up too much. Not going to give this one up in the hurry. Of course, the silver champion Nigel is returning back to gold. Really good stuff indeed for Nigel. We'd love to see him back in gold. And we got no DRS just yet, then, have we? And Percy, but Liam has got past Green, and Percy has snuck his way through and up into 8th position. Percy, that's how he's going for. Look, he's going for a double overtake almost there, as that gap almost opened up for the Williams driver. Percy Milano set the fast on race, 5/10 of a second in front of Troy at the moment. And it's now we've got Percy up into 7th position there. Percy's flying on the medium tires. He's going to have a look there. DRS has been enabled. He was having a look at Green, and Green is on the outer hard tires, the only driver not to visit the pits then. And he is now up into 6th position. Purchase a Green cut across Equals there, and going into the chicane as well. Oh, Sam Green there struggling to get the purchase there, wasn't he? And that has really hurt. Equals then from maybe going for an overtake then on board now with Equals and going over the curve. And Equals is that, and Sam Green, who has got an advantage here. But what about Indigo? Indigo is very close to the back then. Red Bull's 9th and 10th at the moment. That's looking good for the Red Bull team. Is lovely stuff indeed from Milton Keynes. Percy now comes to the back of Liam. Yeah, Percy absolutely flying in this race at the moment, back on board the Williams car. And Moore's on a very quiet, isn't he? A very quiet race at the moment, and after a difficult start, and hasn't recovered as quickly as I thought he would, to be fair, for Morsel. But the second this Williams here is flying as we go into turn 22 there. But yeah, it's a shame for the other Williams or Morsel then. It just hasn't gone his way, has it? Gamer is putting pressure on Troy. Milani's got the advantage up to 8/10 of a second. And Percy is through, passes Liam. Yeah, Equals is through, passes Green. And now the door's open. Indigo's going through it then. He doesn't need a second invitation. And he is through. No, he isn't then, but he will have DRS. And now he has DRS. And Green then is going to drop down into 9th position. There Green is. And where's Mr. Rage and Bull? He is also through as well, going into turn number 1. And good manoeuvre indeed then from both Red Bulls. That is crucial. Then Green is now on the fringe of the points. Now he's dropped down into 10th position. He's having a look though once again at Mr. Rage, but I think that job might have been done there for the Red Bull team, unfortunately. Green now is now going to have to defend from Nigel, as we're on board with Nigel. The opposite shoulder to what he's on board with. Oh, Green now having a lot of oversteer there, isn't it? And good. Is that Red Bull well off the circuit there? Goodness gracious me, Percy has got it on him then. He certainly has. He's flown up into 5th position now on medium tires, and 8/10 of a second away from Knowlesy, and potential on the course there for 4th position here. Well done indeed there for Percy. Magnificent. Wow, this has been a very fast and frantic race. Over half distance in this one now. We've got 25 rage driving, laugh out loud. Oh goodness me! And now here comes Nigel, and in with the harvesting, he is through and up to 10th position now. Passes Green, and I think Green will be home for a safety car of some kind of one, because he's going to lose an abundance amount of time here. Of course, without a safety car, everyone else has pitted under the safety car. Coop also struggling down in 17th position there, unfortunately for Coop. as we got both Red Bulls to swap positions. Indigo has, I think, let his teammate through there, and that's very good teammating indeed, isn't it? Now Siege up into 11th position there, Nigel up into 10th, and they're still within the DRS ranges here. Not as Percy now up into 4th position, Knowlesy down into 5th in the Alpine there, but of course he really capitalised on that safety car window and made his way up into 5th position. Great strategy call there from Knowles in the Alpine team. He's in 5th at the moment there, but they are starting to convey on him in the background there with Liam, less second away now from the back of the Alpine car. Oh, he's got on the curb there, Knowles there. Now he's just going to really entice Liam, and there he is then. Milan leads there with 10 laps to go with Troy in 2nd position at this moment in time. Christian Lundgaard has won the Toronto race then in IndyCar. Fantastic stuff there from Lundgaard. We have got you'll meet Ramshanks on it again on Tuesday. Yellow flag as we got Bromley on the Ferraris in the background there. It's Coop then who has had an issue, and that's a pesky curb there is really hurting these drivers tonight. And Sloth has also dropped down into 16th position as well in the McLaren. A difficult day for McLaren today. They're not scoring any points at all at the moment, which is not good at all. Siege has got past Nigel, and oh my goodness me, or has he? Because look, Nigel's back on the inside, the Haas on the outside, and look, here comes the Mortal steaming through as well. He's been boxed in, he can't find a place, so Siege there is going to stay on the outside as well. This is incredible racing, and now the Williams drive going up the inside, and somehow they fall. Oh no, Green's has glanced the Armco, and as you can see, look at that, and into the pits. I think Nigel's in the pits. There's damage on the Aston Martin. That has to be damage on the Aston Martin, because surely that they was going to go to the end of this race. And Mortal now on the cusp of the point set. I was saying he was having a very quiet race and down in 14th position. Now all of a sudden, Mortal is starting to really come alive then with points on offer. And then in the background then is Vesey and Chaz in 14th and 13th. Chaz having a low key race here tonight as well. Goodness gracious me! I wonder if it's just the Indigo has got a 3-second penalty. That's the first penalty of the race, and that is costly. That is going to be very costly indeed, I think. That's going to be very costly indeed there for Indigo, because he's going to lose. He's going to lose the top. He's not at the moment. No, Siege needs to get a move on. But these drivers battling here. With these drivers battling here. I think that Indigo might get away with that, but we'll see how it goes then with just 9 laps to go in this race. Just watching Sam Green then, who is, of course hasn't pitted yet, has he? I think he might be again. Well, we've got Nigel and Coop on soft tyres now to the end of the race, I suspect. So we'll see how that one transpires. But I do think that Troy takes the lead then, or does he? Because here comes Milano. Look, Gamer's also in the vicinity as well, but Troy's got the OS as they go across the line. And look, here comes Gamer as well. Gamer who's in third and Bahrain. He would love to get another podium, and maybe even a win today. Troy takes the lead. Milan's got up the inside. No, because Troy cuts across and gets that 2nd position. What about Gamer now? Milan dropped down to 3rd position. Nigel's got a 3-second penalty. Vesey up into 11th now, with Green dropped down to 12th position there. And now can the medium tyres keep going? And Persh is now less than 2 seconds back from these leading 3 cars, and it's just incredible how well Percy has recovered. But once again, Troy takes the lead. This time we found it. We seen it on board with Milan there. But I think that Milan is going to be more concerned about Gamer in the background. I feel into the pits comes a Mortal. Only 3 laps on those medium tyres there for Mortal. Well, no, actually he's gone back to the medium tyres of Mortal. I think he's had an issue, hasn't he? That gaggle of cars that have been very close, haven't they? Aston Martin of Nigel's off the circuit, and he's off in a big way and out of the race. And that's going to be a VSC then. And Nigel out of the race there. He's probably going for fast as that. We just didn't get a penalty. I think he's done the same thing. Which Light's done earlier on the race and out of the race, and BSC at the moment there in this one. I've got to say, I'm very impressed with the lack of incidents in this race, to be fair. It's a tough-old circuit. It's a tough-old circuit, this one is, isn't it? And somehow we've only had 1 safety car and only 1 or 2 VSC cars in this one. But I think that but at the moment then we've got Troy leading the way. Of course, you have to stick to a Delta. You can see that the Delta is on the steering wheel of Troy at the moment. Troy leads the way. 2nd is Milan. 3rd position is Gamer. 4th is Percy. There he is in the background there. Do not do not worry about the gaps at the moment, because it's into the pits and comes. So fitness is this is very advantageous now. Is that a word for these drivers here? But Vessi in the pits and VSC is still up. VSC is going to be. I thought it was just about to end there, but it's not just yet. And soft tires for Sam Green and for Vesley, and Vessi they're just about getting through. Just about getting through them, but soft tires for these drivers, and they would not have lost as much time if there wasn't a VSC. And VSC is still out at the moment, so just waiting for the VSC to go in. And lap 18 out of 25 here. DI spin enabled with back race. That is perfect there for Vesley and for Green. So here's Milan then. So I think the Milan may be looking over his shoulder now with this one. Percy has found almost a second from that VSC. Look, there he is in the background there. I wonder how that's happening. But here we go then. So this is Gamer on the fresh speed, on a fresher set of medium tires. And one of those tires gets to the end, and Milan is going to be very concerned about Gamer. Gamer, very good, solid start to the season, and he had a third position last time out in Bahrain. And again here tonight, he is looking at third position again. Good stuff indeed. Liam Yes now within DRS range of Knowlesy. We have also got Indigo, who's now back in DRS range of Equaz as well. Look at Gamer, how much he's closed on Milan here at this stage. Chaz at 5/10 a second away from the points at the moment. Indigo got a 3-second penalty. He's the only driver with a penalty that's still left in this race at this moment in time. Liam, yeah, is taking chunks out of Knowlesy at the moment, because Knowlesy is really strong for pace there. I do wonder if that's a characteristic of the Alpine, because the Alpine does look very solid and consistent, but both Alpines have do struggle with. Seems like both Alpines have struggled with pace as the race has gone on for Bahrain and here tonight as well. Liam, yeah, now up in new 5th position. Another solid drive from Liam, yeah, as well, who finished 7th last week, didn't he? And now he's 5th again. And Liam, yeah, very solid start to the season in the Haas team. Once again, leading the Haas team like he did back in season 8 there. I think he likes it in that Haas car, doesn't he? Good stuff indeed. Troy leads the way then a second now from Milan then, so he's taking a second out. Coop has got the fast upper race in that second Ferrari. A bit of a disappointing start for Ferrari team, isn't it? Shahid then, wow, that's expensive. It is indeed then in terms of that incident there from Nigel. Not as expensive as Lights' crash, who absolutely obliterated the McLaren. Both on the subject of McLaren, and both McLarens are not scoring points here tonight. Then with Lights out of the race and Sloth down in 12th position. And Gamer, the gap is actually extended here, so it looks like the Gamer is now at DRS range, but Percy's now at DRS range of Gamer. So Gamer's gone from attack to probably going to have to go to the fence now as we're on board the Williams driver of Percy. Driver of the day has just come out, and good stuff indeed. Farfair, I completely forgot about to show you what happened in the race. So Farfair very much on the ball, unlike me. Indigo up in 8th position. He now needs to extend this gap then to 3 seconds to stay in 8th position from Equals. So we'll see how that one transpires. Chaza in 10th now with Siege in 11th, but here comes the second Alpha Tauri as Equals has regained that position then. And look at this, and so has Siege got past and up into 10th position as well, passes the Alfa Romeo car. My word down, just watching as Green has set the fast on the race on those soft tyres, and they're going to be quick. Whether these soft runners can get points towards the end of this race, that remains to be seen. They need to be very quick in the end of this race if they want to get points in, because the gap is 7 seconds between themselves and Sloth, and then another 3 seconds, and so there's almost 10 seconds with just 6 laps, so just 5 laps to go in this one. I feel that I feel that is just a stretch too far then. Driver of the day photos out then. Knowlesy on 50%. Nope, Percy on 50%. Knowlesy on 38. We got Equals on 12% at the moment. Keep your comments coming in. Donovan Dan just hacked the renewal for Virgin Media with 1 gig of Sky Sports, Netflix, and unlimited phone. Good stuff indeed. Of course, there's a lot of talk about the media packages there in the O.comment section there. I think that Troy is struggling on pace all of a sudden here, isn't he? Because he is the top four have really condensed up, haven't they? Knowlesy is another driver. It looks like that the I wonder if drivers are doing a lot of horsing at this stage here. There's Mr. Raging Bull trying to get past Knowlesy, and he has got past Knowlesy. Percy's through and forces Gamer off the circuit, and Gamer's got a 3-second penalty. I think that Percy hit the inside barrier there, and unfortunately knocked Gamer off the circuit, but Gamer's got a 3-second penalty for his troubles here, and I think that Gamer is going to be less than impressed about that, and I think that he's going to be a very unhappy champion there. I think that that's going to maybe go into the stewards, I think, on that one, but yeah, I think that may have been a bit, that might be a bit harsh there for Gamer. But of course, but of course you do have to show all your laps and get 3-second penalties removed then, but of course that did look quite obvious from the outside there. Look at this one then, lap 21 out of 25. I must admit, I'm very much out of blow then. I am from New York City. I got Hulu Live TV then. I think the Hulu's a very good package as well, if I'm not very much mistaken. Of course, I'm not from the Big Apple. I am from the Little Brook kind of thing. Well, that's where I'm from, Dry Brook, which is never dry, to be honest. And it's very interesting why it's called Dry Brook, and the brook. I don't think I've ever seen a brook which is not dry. Right, here comes Chaz up into 10th position. You don't want to hear about my origins, but Chaz, we want to hear about Chaz's performance. He is up into 10th position now. And through he goes then. Gordon, that's a dodgy one. Well, went for first for driver of the day. What a drive. He's been superb, hasn't he? And he could be on course for second. Can he get the win here? I'm going to say with just 2 laps to go here. 3 laps to go. Knowlesy down to 7th. And of course, I think that the Alpine car really strong in the second half of the race. And we noticed this in Bahrain as well, didn't we? So I'm not sure what's going on there with the Alpine car. But of course, Marky out of the race. Milan almost in the barrier there. But look at this. So Percy has come from near the back of the grid up into 3rd position. The second half of the race, he has been on fine form now. And can he win this race? This will be an audacious Grand Prix win now for Percy if he can do it. And the Gamer dropped back then as well. Unfortunately, Gamer said he is still in front of Liam Yeh from that 3-second penalty. And just watching Percy once again then as we go into the chicane. But Percy is going to be looking very rare to go. It's only 3 laps to go, I should say. His medium tire is going to be able to last until the end of this race. It's going to be on my mind now. If I was Percy and Gamer, they would have done the tire simulations, wouldn't they? They know exactly how long these tires can last for. Gamer dropped off the back. Hopefully, I haven't got damage there. But I think he is going to be a bit. He's going to be a bit disappointed about that 3-second penalty, but let's see what happens after the end of the race. Then, of course, Troy leads, and second is Milan, third is Percy. And goodness gracious me, drivers and all these drivers have won a Grand Prix in ALR. Milan, can he win a second Grand Prix? What about Percy? Can he win a Grand Prix from last on the grid? That is absolutely ridiculous. And Troy and Milan, who've been battling nose to nose for most of this race, an incredible battle between Milan and Troy. But all of a sudden, they got a hard charge in Percy, which has come out of nowhere, really, hasn't he? And I think that's going to surprise these drivers here. But hopefully, but I think that Milan and Troy are hoping that the medium tire is going to start to fall off. Then into the pits comes Slop. Ben, he's had enough of those hard tires, and Slop has down in 14th position in the McLaren. He's gone on to soft tires. Slop has there. Let's see what can do then from there. Can I get past that, which I think is currently held by Green, or was it oh, it's a Tango said, remember that Percy can only win on track if he has an extra 5 seconds if he can get in front then. That's a very good point, and I'm glad that's why you're with me, guys, because I forgot about that. Yellow flag, as what's happening is one of the Ferraris is crawling, and it is Vesely crawling, and as he got a front wing, he has got a front wing, but Vesey has had a crop. Oh, no, he hasn't, as he spun the car. And Vesey's nightmare start to this season continues, unfortunately for the Ferrari driver. Both Ferraris there are having a nightmare start in this season. Milan there is going for the lead once again. Troy just about on the outside here. And now then here comes Percy as well. Look at this DRS, and Troy is going to lose the lead. And here comes Percy through both of them. And Percy's going, there's contact. contact. There's contact. Percy's hit the wall. Going down into turn one. I don't think there's damage. We didn't see any debris flick off of the Williams car or the Alfa Romeo car. But my goodness me, getting very robust here. 24 out of 25 here. The Vets out of the race set. And Vets out of the race set. There won't be a safety car, I don't think there, but would there be a VSC? Can they clear that up in time? Then there's a big gap between Immortal and of course Milan, who's well off the circuit there, so they should. Yep, they've cleared the car. Ferrari out of the race, down to 15 runners and riders in this race. And Percy is now 5/10 of a second. Can Milan get his second Grand Prix win of his career in ALR? Of course, the last race win was quite a number of seasons ago now, but Milan has really come into this one there and has fired on all cylinders, hasn't he? And he's to the battle for Troy, but he's now got another battle between himself and this one here with Percy. Troy has dropped off quite considerably. He's a second back there, Troy is there. And oh dear, that's I wonder if Troy's tyres are starting to struggle, and he does have the same life as Milan there, but I wonder if Milan's just been I wonder if Milan has just been trying to, as a Slopp's got 3 seconds, but I wonder if Milan was just been feathering and harvested. Now, Percy, as we mentioned, he does have a 5-second penalty to be added to the end of this race time, but then he's going for it. He's having a look at, oh my goodness me, Milan there just trying to give him a squeeze, but Percy takes the lead of the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix with just 1 lap to go. One incredible drive here from Percy. Absolutely incredible stuff indeed. Indigo is over to 7th position now. He does need to get in front of Nosey by 3 seconds here. Here is Percy. What an incredible stuff. What an incredible race set it has been for this man in the Williams. Magnificent stuff indeed. That currently then Percy leads with Milan in 2nd position. Troy in 3rd. 4th position is Gamer. Liam Yeh in 5th. 6th position is Mr. Rage with Indigo 7th. Nosey in 8th. 9th is Equals. Siege in 10th position, but Chance is not letting him go. Not letting that point go in 11th. Sam Green in 12th position. 13th is Sloth. 14th Coop. Immortal in 15th position there. Retirements is Vesey out of the race. Nigel, Markey, Leighton and Lights all retired them from the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix with just 1 lap to go. Immortal's got the fast out of the race then, so he's going to salvage a point for himself and for the Williams team then, on board with Percy as and Percy then, who is now then, of course, he does have a 5-second penalty from last week, of course, don't he? So that is going to cost him a race win, I think. But Milan there is going to get his 2nd race win. Well, the Tango is telling me that he's got a 5-second penalty from last week. We're just watching, and it's these 2 drivers coming into the final turn now. Percy, who has done an incredible job from the back of the field to finish in first there, but it's going to be Milan taking the victory, taking his 2nd Grand Prix win of his career here in Jeddah tonight. Then what a drive from Milan, what a drive from Percy, who is currently winning the Driver of the Day award there. Troy in 2nd position, Percy being 3rd in the end, I believe, ish. 4th position is Liam Yeh of Mr. Rage in 5th. Gamer has a 3-second penalty. We'll see about that. Would be 6th at the moment. 7th is Indigo with Equals 8th. Nosey 9th. 10th is Siege then. Chazza in 11th position. Sam Green in 12th. Vardeep with Sloth. Coop in 14th position there. And the 15th is Indigo. Oof, what an incredible Grand Prix that was, and fantastic stuff indeed. I was actually trying to read last week's race review, but I can't see a 5 second penalty for Percy. So I think Percy's won that race. If someone needs to correct me if I'm wrong on that one, but I'm sure that Percy's won that race because I can't see a 5 second penalty anywhere. Right, let's take a final look at the classification, shall we? From the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix, which has been pretty incredible stuff indeed, hasn't it, to say the least. And here it is. Percy won the race from 20th on the grid to win the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Second position was Milan today. Third was Troye. Fourth position was Liam Ye with Mr. Rage in fifth. Sixth is Gamer. Indigo seventh. Eighth is Equaz. Ninth Nosy. 10th is Siege. 11th is Chaza. 12th Green. 13th is Slot. 14th is Coop. And Immortal 15th with fastest lap there. So, retirements was Wesley, Nigel, Markey, Leighton and Lights all retired from the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Magnificent stuff indeed then. And absolutely incredible stuff then. I'm just taking a look. I don't think the person's got a 5 second penalty from last week. I'm sure he just had a license point then. But we'll find out after. But as it stands at the moment, as far as I'm concerned, Percy has won the race. I need to see if he's actually in the box here because I've been talking absolute waffle for the past couple of minutes. And he is in the box there, along with Milan as well. Fantastic indeed. Let's start with Percy, shall we? And Percy, what an incredible performance you've had today, because I must say that from 20th on the grid to win that race was absolutely stunning stuff indeed. Talk us about that.
Yeah, that's definitely not what I was expecting, especially after said starting P20. That one I had a really good start. So I think I got up to about P12, but then there was some carnage. I mean, I rear-ended and I had wing damage. That's why on my first stint I was just hovering around P16, not really getting the cars ahead. But luckily, when that car came out, kind of saved me a bit.
And I'm not sure if you cut off there, but we are hearing about this 5 second penalty, but I can't see it in the race review, and no admins has confirmed that with me yet. And so that's a bit of a dark cloud hanging over what's been a fantastic race then. But when you was lining up 20th on the grid, then did you what was you expecting this race win? Did you think you had the pace today to steam through the field like that?
No, I was saying to James, I'll be happy with a top six. After my recent bad luck, I just thought I'm gonna go cautious. That's why we'll see how it goes. Obviously, even going cautious, still get damage and everything. Yeah, I mean, obviously I do have the fast commander from last week, so I'm more than happy with P3. Obviously, that's my land day for winning the Troy as well in P2. But I'm happy with P3.
By the sounds of it, Brooks is saying it all came from his great engineering, so fantastic stuff indeed then. Yeah, great drive today, Percy. Really good stuff from at the back of the field. Let's come to Milan, who finished second today then. Milan, you've got the second highest pole positions in ALR history of 14 today, along with Jonathan Cox. Now, fantastic stuff there. But talk us about that pole position first, because you seem to be in a league of one.
Yeah, sometimes I do. But I thought, why did Troy retire? Because he got another chance at pole. But it was nice for me, to be honest. 26.4 is not that bad, but I did quicker time, so it's not always perfect. But at least I got pole, and that's what matters.
It really was, yeah. I was a bit confused by Troy. I thought Troy had an issue, that's why I retired. But even so, that pole position was incredible stuff indeed. There, it looked from the outset that you was just absolutely flying. Then, and now let's go on to the race as well. Then you and Troy had a race-long battle. I must say we didn't see so much of it because there was all anarchy going on behind you two. But you two seem to be in a class of one for most of the race then up until that safety car period. And talk us about the first stint then.
Yeah, first stint was nice. I was basically controlling the pace compared to Troye. Well, then he passed me, of course, but I think he was just saving a bit of ERS behind me, which was yeah, okay. Of course, he's one of the nicest guys I've met and the best guy to battle with. He's also very quick, so it was a tough day today, but yeah, at least I won, so that's very good.
It was, and of course, said with that, was you concerned about the drivers coming from behind you? Because we've seen the Gamer and Percy fly up behind you on the medium tires. Was you concerned about that? Because those hard tires, you would have lasted forever and a day then. But the medium tires, was you sure? Was you unsure about how long they would last?
Yeah, well, the hard tires were very bad, to be honest. And the medium tires were looking way better than we expected, I think, Troy and me. But yeah, I wasn't too fussed about what Gamer did. I mean, he's quick and also a clean driver. But I knew I would have had the pace advantage above him. And then yeah, Lucas was obviously behind us, and we know he can be a bit dirty sometimes. That's why he got a 5 second pen as well. And he also showed that one time that he was dirty again. I mean, it's fine to be honest. Like I won, that's what matters, and Troye got P2, and that's what I like. So, and also thank you to German for giving him my seat, or well, my seat, whatever. You know what I mean? Perfect.
I was going to mention that as well, yeah, because Gurren just said in the comments about getting up his seat. Well done, Stay Milan. Brilliant drive indeed there. I'm not sure about this 5 second penalty because I have had a look at it in the race review and I can't see it in there. But if you have one today, that would be your second Grand Prix win then. Of course, you had that first Grand Prix win in the Dutch Grand Prix then, but you was very unlucky in the Dutch Grand Prix. You should have won on a couple of occasions there. But if this win today, if you have one today, that's a big if at the moment because I'm trying to work out if you've got a 5 second or not. None of the admins are actually proving that, giving me a notification on that. But if you have one today, what are your feelings like going for your second Grand Prix win? How much does that feel like, especially with the gap from the first to the second win?
I mean, it was way easier than the Zandvoort one in, I believe, season 6 it was. That was just a lot of sweat. Well, I was sweating this time as well, but it was because I was not racing for a long time. I obviously want to return to ALR, but it depends on who is getting booted out, who is bidding quitting, that kind of stuff. But if I see some friends of me doing well, like German, um, what's his name, Liam, yeah, and Troye, of course, I'll be happy. So second win is always nice to have, but if I'm not racing, I'd rather give it to someone else.
Really good stuff. Well done, Stay Milan. Fantastic. And Troye, you was leading majority of that race then, but you and Milan was absolutely at it, hammer and tongs. And goodness me, it was an incredible battle to watch there. And of course, then how was you feeling about this race there? No disrespect to Milan because at the moment he is a reserve driver, but he can become a full-time driver and he does keep his points then. But how was you feeling then battling a reserve driver at the time, or does that not matter? Was you more focused on the win still?
You cut out a bit, mate. Couldn't hear everything you said.
Oh, sorry about that. With Milan being a reserve driver, do you think was you concerned about not racing him as hard, or didn't or does that not matter?
Um, you're still cutting out a bit. I don't know. I'm gonna try to answer the question as much as I can. But yeah, obviously in this league, the points are based on like where you finish. It doesn't matter if a reserve or not finishes in front of you. So I did lose out on a couple of points, but I was going for the win, obviously, like I always do. But it was more, I don't know how to put it really. Like to win championships, you gotta think a bit further than that and only race wins. Like obviously, if you win every race, then you'll win the championship. But for me, like I'll take it week by week. Today, my goal was to outscore second place in the championship, which was Immortal, and then third place Gamer. I done that today. Then for next week, we'll see who's second in the championship behind me. My goal is gonna be to outscore that guy, and that's how it's gonna be for the upcoming 20 rounds or whatever we have on the calendar. I really enjoyed the battle with Milan. I'm not gonna lie, I did expect Milan to do do it the traditional way and kind of make a mistake or something, but he had like a spotless or like he didn't put a foot wrong whole race. I really enjoyed that battle. It wasn't too much of a battle on track. Really, it was more like of a tactical battle between us. We didn't really want to reveal what DRS we had or when we were about to make moves and stuff. So it wasn't too much overtaking on track, really, like back and forth, like you could have at Jeddah. But I didn't mind that, to be honest. There was a couple of safety cars or VSCs kind of ruining momentum, but I guess it ruined momentum for everyone, not just me. But overall, I'm happy because like going into this weekend, I had a gap of obviously 7 points because we've only done one round, and going out of this weekend, I think it's going to be around 15 or whatever to P2. So it's still a good weekend overall, but hopefully next week I can go for the win again.
Really well done today, guys. Fantastic stuff, Ben. So, as far as I'm aware, I think Percy's won, but I don't know. But either way, then we're going to end it here for tonight, then, and we'll be going on for silver in tomorrow. Actually, yes, it is tomorrow. Then for round number 2 of the World Championship for silver. Cannot wait then. And yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. Nose is going to take you through the action. But from here in gold, it is goodbye.